Life's tough, but it's tougher if you're stupid. Who said that?
Uh,
John Wayne. John Wayne.
the Duke himself.
The Duke
The Duke
himself.
himself. Yes, John Wayne. Uh, oh, it was brilliant. The John Wayne Museum in Fort Worth, Justin. I mean, fabulous, unbelievably good. They had his Oscar, his costumes from True Grit. They had his family car. They had it's just unbelievable, unbelievably good. And I posted this quote on my personal Facebook page the other day. I had a couple of people come on and go, I think that's I think the word stupid tends to be a bit rude. It's a fucking Western. You're going to be rude. You're going to shoot the bastard in a minute or two, you know?
Do you, let me get, do you have woke friends or acquaintances?
Yes, we all have some of them these days, don't we? But no, honestly, that's what they come out with. Says, oh, I don't really like that. I don't really like that quote. I'm like, it's a good job you're not writing Westerns then. You know, honestly, it's some of these people just do my fucking head in, you know. I don't mean to be rude, but they do. And these are people I sort of vaguely call friends, you know. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to do a quick thing here just with my screen. There we go. But anyway, no. So you'll notice I am facial hair free.
I know them drugs worked. It made the hair drop out. In your,
Oh yes. No, I once the road trip was over, cut. But yeah, it was brilliant. I sent you a wee video earlier on because it was in Amarillo, and I went to a speakeasy bar, Justin. A wee speakeasy bar.
Are you allowed to go to it? Are you?
Well, I'll tell you how good it was. We couldn't find a place to start with. Found a hotel, no problem, right? Found a hotel.
Okay. Shall I hit play on this video?
Give me 2 seconds, because I wandered about round looking to see where this thing was, and hadn't a Scooby-Doo, hadn't a notion. I had to go back upstairs to ask this guy how you get into it. And this guy says, oh, that's a bit of a secret. He knows, but haha. But I was like, oh, mate, I'm actually fucking serious. I had no clue how you get into it. So go on ahead, play the video.
Right. Okay. Well, how do people find it if they don't know?
Don't advertise it. Don't do anything.
All right. Okay. Here we go.
Hit the video.
Okay, you're walking around the lobby here. Yeah.
You have to go over to the cigarette machine and pull the wee third lever, and then the door opens. That's a full bar in behind there. Now, I didn't take videos of that. I just took that video to show you where it is. But inside, beautiful bar. It's all cocktails and stuff. You know, it's all really nice. But really well kept out. That was in Amarillo. The Barfield is what it was called. I have to say it was a nice place. Nice place. Amarillo's cool. Amarillo's a cool place.
Speakeasies I always thought were a bit like through other, but this looks luxurious. I love the cigarette machine.
Oh, there's this old cigarette machine. That's how you get in. You have to get down. But I walked down because I'd heard that there was this speakeasy bar down there. But normally you walk in and it's like pointy here and it's a bit corny. This wasn't. This was like that was the bar inside. And the only way to get into that is through that cigarette machine thing. Okay. But it's not labelled or anything. So, but it's all cocktail. It's more cocktaily stuff than it would be a sort of out and out whiskey bar. But Paramount and the Barfield building, the Paramount Recreation Club. It was cool, man.
That looks absolutely stunningly beautiful.
Amarillo was a cool place. Now,
did you walk up the street doing that? Did you show me the way? No.
But I have to say it was a cool place now. So done the road trip, done Amarillo, Lubbock, Buddy Holly stuff. It was class too. Lubbock down to Abilene over to Fort Worth down. I was in Dallas, Elm Street in Dallas, where Kennedy got shot, Justin.
Okay. Yeah.
I have to say, see all the conspiracy theories. Oh, he couldn't have got the shots off in the grassy knoll and all. Fucking bollocks, right? I'm not joking. I could have hit Kennedy, no problem from there with a thing. And as for the grassy knoll, I'm not joking. I could have threw a bottle at him and hit him in the skull clean with it. No issue,
Hey,
Justin.
but you're
Right?
from Ballymena, Marty.
Well, that's true. Good point, well made. But what I'm trying to say is, it was class being there. But the book depository building museum thing, that was really cool. Went from Dallas down to Waco, where we'll be talking about in a minute. Waco down to what was after Waco? Down to Austin, where I was last week. This day last week. Austin down to San Antonio over to Sonora, and then back again all the way over to El Paso.
Okay. Are you drinking out of moonshine jars now? It's got that bad. That's water.
Yeah. Well, we're going to up the game here. We've got a wee whiskey on the go.
Right. Well, while you're doing the whiskey, I'll say hello.
This is Metallica whiskey. Another celebrity whiskey. This is actually pretty tasty, actually.
Okay. Well, maybe
Really?
they know about whiskey, don't they? Metallica, they're big drinkers, weren't they?
Well, don't know whether they were or not. Maybe they were.
Well, better say hi. There's loads of people in tonight, so we'll say hi to loads of people. Thomas Jones, hello to you. Remember to comment, like, and share, and tag your friends. Jody Burke says hello, and Cian Boland says hello. Can't go wrong with the Duke and the movies. You're absolutely right. Can't go wrong with them at all.
Correct. And if you ever get a chance to go to the Fort Worth Museum, the John Wayne experience, go, because
his son runs it, Marty. Yes,
it's his son. It's his son Ethan, who done it. Honestly, it's awesome stuff.
Andrew McAllister saying hello. Trevor Watson is in on the show tonight as well. Declan Boyle, Frank, nice to see you as well. Whiskey Novice evening, and Jackie McCauley as well. There you go. And
our Jim. Jim getting busy.
Loads more people as well. Don't want to miss anybody out, because sometimes I don't. There's Darren Fleck saying hello. John Killeen. What's blackened like?
It's all right. It's tasty enough. I mean, it's not the finest, you know. It's not a 18-year-old single malt, you know, but it's tasty enough.
There's Mark saying hello. Can you get that here, that blackened, or is it hard to get? Yeah, you can.
No, I think they've distribution in the UK. As far as I know, I think you can get it in Master Malt or something. Terry Donnelly, could you tell us a good old story memory of the good old days growing up in Dunclog? No. I'm only joking. Oh, no. Drinking Clan Dew at the back of Dunclog High School on a Friday evening. Yes, great stuff.
Stacey McAllister had a lovely tour of Ecklenville today. Yes.
A very good tour. It is. Beautiful time. The first time I was there, it was a bit of a strange experience, because you went in this old rambling house, and the people, everybody working down there seems to sort of do a bit of everything for everybody. It's nice, really, really nice.
I know. Blackened's a little harder to get in the UK.
I think, but you can get it. I think if it pokes in batches, as far as I know.
There's Christopher Watt. That's a new name to me. Christopher, is it?
No, Christopher. We know Christopher.
Have I met him?
He talks fondly of meeting you, Justin. Or sorry, he talks about fondling you.
No idea. I hope he doesn't. This is nice. I mean,
he's a nice guy.
I meet people in supermarkets, and they know who I am, and I don't even know who they are. But
that's because they read their sex offenders register.
Terrible. It's not true. But they actually watch this show, and some of them keep a low profile. But I have met them, and it was very nice, very nice. What is it? It's very different to other tours and freezing, but worth it.
I know they must have the still started off the day, Stacey. I know it's they've done a huge amount of work. Stacey, did you get to see any of Sheehan's tanks?
I think that's what you means. It's very different to other tours. You know?
It's just a strange. Well, the whole thing's a bit odd, but all the better for it. And let's be honest, the whiskey is fantastic stuff. Fantastic.
People must have missed us. We're well up in numbers tonight as well. Gregor, good evening to you. Marty, we're drinking whiskey or Diamond White. Oh, Diamond White.
It always been Clan Dew was my tipple back in the day out in the high rise flats in Dunkirk. Yeah, Terry, back in the day.
He
You
wishes
know,
he was that age again.
no, probably not.
Neither do
Tonight's Kinahan's single, the Cast Project here in Ontario. Linda, I tried that and it was a very unbalanced, that Kinahan's, because they use different staves off different casks to do this. I tried it. Where did I try out the last time? I had a bottle of that cask thing, and it was, I think it was maybe over here. I tried it the last time. It was possible, but I found it was very unbalanced. There was the people trying to do too much with this stuff, and not. There's a lot going on. I don't think it wasn't something I particularly liked. Anyway,
there you go. So that's hello to everybody. We're 10 minutes in tonight, and we're live on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, Telegram, Instagram as well.
Instagram, all that.
Put it up there.
Whatever it is. Now, will we do a wee bit of news, Justin?
We're better. Before I forget what order we're supposed to do it in. At the BBC, there's 15 people to help me. I've got to think the theme tune and write the theme tune at the same time. Seen a tank on the way in. Just paid £16 for double 3 crowns in Strangford. Very nice.
Just paid £16 for a double. Double a 3
in the restaurant. In a restaurant.
Aye, aye. 3 crowns, dear enough.
Yeah.
Anyway,
but was the food good? That's the most important thing.
Right. Now, do a bit of news. Honest to Christ, remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking about the most expensive whiskey in the world has just been sold. It's an Irish whiskey at 2.8 million. Blah blah blah. Right.
Yeah.
Right. So there's all these stories, all these fucking things chatting away, news stories. As usual, anytime anybody has any of your friends who aren't whiskey drinkers or aren't a thing, they start sending you all the, look, there's whiskey, and they send you the links, and everybody keeps saying, it's in the Belfast Telegraph, and it keeps, as if you hadn't heard about it, right? Now, I'll just clear this up once and for all. It's a 30-year-old whiskey that comes with a fucking Fabergé egg. Right. Now, whiskey can be expensive. We all know whiskey can be expensive, Justin. Whiskey can cost a lot of money. Yes, we know this, Justin. They're not in the fucking same league as a Fabergé egg. Right? Come on. Catch yourselves on, people. Now, it also comes with a Fabergé watch. Now, if you want to bring up the Fabergé egg, just to give you an idea, a Fabergé egg may cost you 10 million quid, right? 10 million pound for a Fabergé egg. Okay.
I would like one.
I'd have a couple of them, Justin. Be no issue. Fabergé watches aren't that cheap either. They can come in at a sort of roughly in and around the sort of 100 grand mark if you really want to push the boat on them. So once you start adding the Fabergé egg, the Fabergé watch, that comes with a fucking emerald as well, right? I'm going to say the whiskey's not the biggest contributing part to that. So if people would please stop sending me links to stuff about this kind of stuff, because it's just give over.
I must admit, I was over the neighbours the other night and he was giving me a Amaretto, I think. He always gives me a great drink. He was telling me about the bottle of whiskey, and even I remembered how much it went for, a couple of million it went for, and I thought to myself, I know, but anyway.
But a couple of £1 million probably cheap for a Fabergé egg. Let's be honest. The whiskey is totally irrelevant to the whole thing.
I'd be happy with the fake one from Octopussy with the little transmitter in it, you know.
But I mean, come on. I mean, it's absolutely bugger all to do with the whiskey. The whiskey is a 30-year-old, as far as I'm aware. It's a Bushmills, I would imagine. It's going to be a nice whiskey. It's going to be very pleasant. But the actual overall price of it is bugger all in comparison to what I'm absolutely sick hearing it.
I know.
It's not the most expensive whiskey in the world. The Macallan, the bottle that sold a couple of weeks beforehand for 100 grand less or whatever it was. In that, you're going to be paying primarily for the whiskey. There's the whole arty bit and all that adds to it, but let's just a bit of perspective, and I'm fed up hearing about it.
Have you been reading the comments tonight? Connor says, "I really wish we wouldn't give these oxygen thieves publicity."
It's just, but I mean, it's just total and utter shambles of stuff, you know.
The cork in my current bottle cost 65. The whiskey and the bottle came free with it. That's a good answer.
That's basically what's happening. I mean, it's all to do with the whiskey. The whiskey's only a sideline to dressing up and say, look, here's all these fancy trinkets, sell it for millions. Oh, aren't we great? No, you're not.
A woman after my own heart, Stacey McAllister, there in her solitaire dress. Can you eat them? That's the most important thing. If it's not a Cadbury's caramel egg, it's no good to be.
Yep, that'll be Dustin's idea.
Yes, but only once.
I can
sick of hearing about it. And
absolutely.
Christopher Watts saying, "Are you having a good time?" Yes, he is.
I am, Chris. You might hear it in my voice a wee bit. I was out. We were out on our travels and whatnot, and I ended up picking up a wee bug. So Julie, she's still a wee bit under the weather. But so if I have to take a wee drink of water, you'll understand what's going on. But anyway, so please stop sending me stuff about the bloody whiskey and Fabergé eggs and all that kind of guff. I'm not really all that interested. Okay, it's a novelty value, but just as Connor says, stop giving these people publicity because the whiskey's absolutely nothing to do with it. Okay.
Meanwhile, as we give them publicity, so Chris Loudon has said there's plenty of good bourbon available in El Paso, but really should be getting you drinking some tequila. Maybe you have tried it, haven't you?
Oh yes, I've tried some tequilas. Yes. I'm not averse to tequilas, but you have to stick with the traditional roots here, Justin. You have to go with the sort of the whiskey stuff. We like to see what there is. So Richard McCurdy, good to see you back, lads. Clan Dew, long since I heard that stuff mentioned. Me and my friend used to buy it for about a bottle back in the 1970s. I think I used to steal it for about a pound a bottle. No, yeah, Clan Dew, a fine blend of whiskey and South African white wine.
Frank Hearn has got enough to tease. Says, what would a bottle of Popper 12 be worth for a Crabbly's cream egg? Well, you can get 2 for £1.20 in the shop beneath my studio. So there you go.
Just imagine. That's what we should do. We should get a box made up with a bottle of Proper 12 in it, 2 Cadbury's cream eggs, and one of them wee Casio digital watches and see what we can sell it for in Irish whiskey auctions. What do you think?
I think you would get money for it because you're not going to believe this. I was actually in a pawnbroker's in Belfast, right?
A pawnbroker's?
No, a pub.
All right.
Pawn, Pawn.
Dead on, Justin. Dead on, son.
And this girl come in and she says, "Do you sell digital watches?" And they says, "Well, not really. Why?" I said, and I turned around and says, "I think Argus do them." She was looking at basic digital watch. She was a runner for a TV show and she was looking at basic digital watch. That might work. Couldn't find one. There you go. There you go.
Brilliant.
What have we got tonight? Oh, they're thick and fast tonight. You haven't half missed us. Absence makes the heart go fonder. I tell you what we'll do. We'll take next week off as well, shall we? I think we will. Yes.
That's right, because you're getting the Speedos on, aren't you? You're heading up.
Budgie smugglers, yeah.
Just to get the budgie smugglers off to Portugal.
Excellent film was good. Even better. I can't keep up with it. Even better as I got the samples after it. A wee little bug caught traveling around Texas. I was tuning my violin as I speak. That's Laurie O'Dwyer. You're a bat.
Laurie. Yeah. Laurie be getting geared up for the Cork Whisky Festival at the end of March. If you haven't checked that out, check it out because there's loads of shit going on down there. Loads of stuff. I maybe give a wee word to Laurie about that actually, mate. But I'll be home by that stage. I might have to get down and see you.
It's after St. Patrick's Day this year, isn't it, Laurie? I think it is. It is after St.
So check it out. Go on and check out the Cork Whisky Festival.
Yeah. Marty is his 1970s German port.
That was only for the road trip. I told everybody it was only for the road trip. Julie told me you can't travel around Texas as can't travel around Texas unless you've got facial hair, and just in case somebody might shoot you or something, right? Just not to cast aspersions on the good folk of Texas, but yeah, never know.
I know. Listen, while I was tweaking some of the past videos today on YouTube, all these things about guns kept on coming up, and that's because you're in Texas. Peter Stewart, Valentine's Day recommendations. Yeah.
No, I know what he's talking. He's talking about getting a box made with proper 12 and a
All right.
couple of Cadbury's cream eggs and shit in it.
That sounds like something Peter would have in his shop. And you have part for 12. Happy days. It's a date. There you go. Send the details through, Laurie, for God's sake.
Oh, no,
I seen them and I did share them, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. I haven't put them on the planner yet.
I know it's the end of March, but we'll be catching up with Laurie at some point very shortly. Right, we'll move on.
Where are we heading now?
Right. The woke brigade have struck again, right? Now, I'm not. This does my fucking head in because somebody. There's the Cork Whisky Festival. We've already just put it up 22nd to 24th of March. I knew it was the end of March. I just couldn't remember the exact dates. Rod Stewart brought out a whiskey a couple of months ago. Wolfie's whiskey, right? It's just a blend. It's not claiming to be the greatest whiskey in the world. It's like £35 a bottle, whatever, right? But somebody complained. One complaint went into the fun police at the let me see, what is it they call them? What is it they call them? It's the Institute of Fun the police, what the fuck do you call them? Can't remember anyway. And what they complained was that this label was appealing to children, that it was going for aiming at children, and that a rascal of a thing, which is sort of the phrase, the tagline of or whatever, again, was appealing to kids. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Kids these days are all playing Grand Theft Auto and Call of Duty, so they're all running around shooting each other and like murdering prostitutes and stuff, right? The kids who watch cartoons these days are about 4. They're not going to go into an off license and go, "Excuse me, sir, any chance I can get with my £2 pocket money, my mum's credit card?" Right? One fucking idiot complained about this, but the fun police had to take it on board. They took it on the independent complaints panel, and what they did was the independent complaint panel said, "Well, no, it doesn't actually appeal just to kids. It's just it's a cartoon image."
Sure, loads of adults watch manga comics, and I like cartoons.
One complaint, Justin. One person. And they had to take it seriously. But, of course, the company then has to go and defend itself. This all costs money. One person. They can't just, these days, you can't just something go, "Oh, this appeals to little kiddies." And somebody gets the email. Fuck off. Right. Can't do that anymore. So, Wolfie's whiskey is now clear. It's not aimed at kids. And it's honestly,
but it makes your knickers fall off if you're a fan of Rod Stewart.
Well, all I'll say is, the next photo, Justin, if you want to bring that up, there you go. There you go. Is that appealing to you, children? Is it like Jimmy Savile? Sorry. The whiskey novice here, Jim, always tells us the thing about the after Jimmy Savile was exposed as being Britain's biggest paedophile. Somebody rang in to a radio station and said to the wee girl that was presenting it, I'll never forget the time Jimmy Savile fixed it for me. for me to milk a cow blindfolded. Me milk a cow blindfolded. And the weaker read it out in the radio. That was damn funny. Anyway, but the complaint from the one person who complained has been chucked out. It's it's no more. So it was chucked out. It was chucked out.
I tell you what, we're picking up with little listeners in the States. The internet must know you're in Texas. You're in another state that's as big economy as some countries. Martin Hilliard is good evening from Ripon, California. Good evening to you.
Evening. Hi. Evening.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Operation U Tree Whiskey. Yeah,
it's a joke. Now, to be fair, the image there of Rod Stewart poking his head out over the top of the thing, no, that's just ridiculous, you know. But one person complains and then they take it seriously. What a load of shit! What a load of shit. Anyway, skipping on. Sign of the times. The Whiskey Exchange have launched a single cask yellow spot, 23-year-old yellow spot. Malaga cask, 564 bottles. Looks amazing, 57.5%. I initially matured in bourbon and then recast into a Malaga cask. Sorry. So yeah, that would be a nice thing. Not too long ago, that would have sold out in probably within a few minutes. Never mind anything else. Today, it's been up for about a week and a half and has not sold out. So a bit of a sign of the times. I think people are just a bit, maybe it's the cost of living crisis, maybe it's other factors, but that would have sold out in no time at all, a year ago or maybe 18 months ago. So I think there's definitely a cooling in the market, definitely a bit of a falling off.
But will that be a slow burner, Marty, and you'll buy that, and when everything's hunky-dory in 15 years' time, it'll be double the price?
Well, the one thing I will say is this. I read an article today, a lot of this stuff's starting to cool off. The Rolex watches, all that sort of collectibles has started to sort of cool off a bit. Whiskey, I think, is probably taking it fairly quickly because they've overpriced it. They just overpriced a load of stuff over the last while. So it's starting to tail down a bit.
But the reason they've overpriced it is because they wanted to get the money that the secondary market was making and keep it for themselves.
Well, exactly. But I think there's these sort of corrections are going to happen. What will happen with that is, I imagine that will go through for a period of time. It'll sit there, and then what will happen is it'll just get snapped up. But it is definitely a bit of a downturn. Price-wise, is it any crazier than some of the other stuff that has been coming out recently? Probably not. It's a single cask yellow spot. Loads of people have been collecting the spot range and whatnot. So yeah, I'll pick up again. I'm sure it will very not too distant time. But yeah, it's a bit of a sign of the times. 18 months ago, that was sold out in certainly in a couple of days it would have been gone. Mm-hmm. But it's hanging about for a while now. So anyway, I just thought I'd bring that to the attention of some folk. Other thing, next up, Wish.org are holding their Great Bourbon Raffle. Now, 3 very nice prizes in this, and it's $100 a ticket. That gets you 3 entries, one for each of the 3 prizes. Now, the prizes are a full vertical of Pappy Van Winkle, which is worth $13,000. So vertical basically is every annual release, if you like. Then the Buffalo Trace Antique Collection, that's $7.5 worth, and then a full set of Bluntons, which is $1,500. So tickets are $100 each. Now you have to arrange collection. They don't deliver. So if you do win your prize, you have to arrange a courier to go and pick it up or whatever. They aren't shipping, but again, very nice prize. And the bottles that are up for grabs there, a lot of people want their hands on those. Those are very, very nice bottles to get. Plus, you'll be helping out the Make-A-Wish Foundation, which basically critically ill kids or chronically ill kids or whatever, um, who basically try and make all their wishes come true before they pass away. So yeah, it's a great charity, great prizes, $100 entry ticket. It's not that dear for what you're getting. And also you get to keep John Cena, who I read this a couple of weeks ago. The wrestler John Cena is by far and away the most prolific Make-A-Wish dude. He's done 650 Make-A-Wish performances or
Appearances.
appearances for them. He said apparently he never turns them down, which it's kind of hard to say no to a terminally ill kid.
Yeah,
But
but
I'm
the
sure
trouble is you might be somewhere else in the world when they asked you. And it's,
yeah. I put it like this: there's plenty of people who do things for fun or whatever, and haven't done 650 times. So hats off to him.
Yeah.
Good on him.
That's a lot.
It is a huge amount. So yeah, nice charity, nice thing, great stuff, and you have a chance of winning some really, really nice stuff. So the link's there if anybody wants to jump in and do that. Well, check him out. Now, speaking of babies, I saw this the other day. It's fat baby bourbon. Now, I the whole thing's a bit odd, but quite nice. Okay. If you bring it up there, a guy launched a whiskey after his baby had a stroke. Now, his baby's called Pepper, and Pepper, when she was born, had a stroke and was told that she would never walk or any of that kind of stuff. Okay, that she was critically injured and so on. But the wee girl managed to pull through. She's displayed this great strength and whatever. But her parents decided that the best way to commemorate this is to bring out a whiskey, and then to call it Fat Baby. Now, I wholeheartedly commend them on everything. I hope the wee girl's doing really, really well. But it's kind of a strange sort of backstory to the whole thing, In case anybody's wondering, excess drinking can cause a stroke. You see where I find this a bit odd, Justin?
It's a bit, but people's thought processes when they're suffering or they've gone through trauma. Who knows, Marty? Who knows?
I know. It's a 4-year-old bourbon. It's bottled at, is it 57 and a half, I think it is. 57. It's a New York bourbon, and so on and so forth. Now, I wish them every success, but I just the whole concept and the whole sort of backstory to it is a bit. I can't really make the bridges here.
Anyway, we're going to have to revisit this, the Tour Glass versus the Glencairn, because I interviewed the Tour Glass chemist there recently, and Plum Worker and the Whiskey Novice look like they're having arguments on off the internet, So we'll have to revisit that one again, because I think it's about 3 years since we've done anything about the glasses for whiskey.
Okay, we'll do that sometime. Whenever I get back home. If I'm not a huge fan of the Tour Glass now, Plum Worker, if I'm honest, I think
I love it. That's why I did the interview.
Much whiskey do you ever drink, Justin?
But it's it's got more room in it for a mixer. It's got more room for a mixer.
Yeah. No, I'm not. prefer a Glencairn. I like a traditional Glencairn glass. It's a beautiful thing. Sits lovely in the hand. Feels tactile. Just feels a natural shape. It's lovely. Hear that sound, Justin? Everything about it. No, I like Glencairn. I like the Glencairn glass. But yeah, that's what it is. Teach their own. Teach them. Now, we see this. I'm going to show you something, Justin. See if you can see what's wrong with this. Hang on, just do we get it? Dee. Aye, on my phone, can you spot a problem with this label, Justin? Can you see a problem there? Can you see a problem?
The Whistler Irish Whiskey Calvados Cask Finish.
Uh-huh. Are you sure? Because let me show you something, Justin. Let me just zoom in a bit. Let me just zoom in. Because that's going to show you how much care and attention is being taken with this. Look, can you see what it says there, Justin? What's that say there, Justin?
Calvados Cash Finish.
Yeah, they made a balls up.
And they've actually printed the thing and sent it out.
Mm-hmm. And just to prove it, if you go onto the Aquaviti link that I sent you, bring it up, pull it up full screen, Justin.
As big as it can get.
Because it's on there and it's up for sale. You can actually buy it. So someone proofreading, our Jim, I sent it to Jim earlier on, the Whiskey Novice, and he spotted it straight away. Now he done this with another one. I'm not telling you which one it was, but somebody brought in a bottle into the friend at hand. And Jim was reading over it and he went, "Oh, you notice there's a spell mistake." Old proofreader Jim got it right straight away. But he goes, "We never noticed that." It went through all the, and he'd done it with another one as well. It never actually got out to print. But so yeah, they've actually, someone has just ballsed up, and it's actually out on sale, and that just take a bit of time, bit of care, you know.
That's what you get for relying on the computer to do it for you.
I imagine they were relying on somebody down the end of a phone, but yeah, our Jim got it straight away. Whenever we sent it over earlier on, Jim's good at that and stuff. He's very attention to detail. Excellent. But yeah, so go on. The Whistler, they sent out the Calvados cask, and on the box it says the wrong thing. This is cash.
Will that be worth money whenever they're all smashed up? And in 150 years' time, people say that was a fake bottle because they spelled the label wrong.
I'll be one of those things they'll pick it up in India somewhere and think that some wee Indian distribution guys done a Chinese copy of it, you know. But yeah, no, it'll not be worth anything. It's just shows you that someone's made a cut up and nobody even bothered to rush checking it.
That's right.
Right, the next thing is Bevy. Bevy have received $1.5 million of investment. They've done a round of funding, and they got $1.5 million investment. Now, if anyone doesn't know what Bevy is, it's an app for your phone, and it's not. In some ways, it's not dissimilar to what we Carl does with the Whiskey Companion. But Bevy have gone a little bit. They went a bit further. I'll show you what it does. For example, if you hit this button, it gives you a scan option. You pick up a bottle of whiskey. You go, hang on, trying to do two things at once. Do that. Hit my button. It's reading the label. And tweaks through. Searchy. That's maybe a bad bottle to pick because it's just take that off. I have it on Do Not Disturb. I just think it's maybe interfering with thing. Scan again. We'll do this one. That's maybe easier for it to read in this light. That's better. It's that bloody light behind it. Alright, we'll do that one. So anyway, scans through, and then tells you what it is, brings it up, tells you where you can get it, what it is, people's rating of it, price, so on and so forth. There's a whole pile of other stuff. Um, it's a clever little bit of kit. Specifically targeted towards whiskey. We've run into them a few times because if you look down at the bottom there at the events, Edinburgh Whisky Festival, our good friends over at Clackmanshire, and so on and so forth. There's whiskey bars, there's all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's nice app, and they've got a fair amount of investment now.
Well, that's working well for the moment. Tech companies being invested in with things like that.
Yeah, as I say, it's a nice handy bit of kit. It'll be they're going to go a bit more global because they're centered down around Edinburgh, so it'll take a bit of time to get it further up and running and without getting money to do it. So
Good on them.
Good on them. Nice people doing good stuff, So yeah, if you haven't downloaded the app, it's free to download. Loads of information on it, loads of stuff that you can go and pick out, and handy for sourcing stuff, etc.
There we go.
So that is the news for this week. There's loads of other stuff happening this week. I had loads of stuff, but I had to sort of cherry pick through it. Some of the stuff is there, and maybe do a bit next week again. But yeah, so all good, all good. Now, we were on our travels, as I say. That's why we weren't here last week. And one of the places we went to Waco. Now, most people back home, back in the promised land, as soon as you say the word Waco, there's a sort of, that's where the siege happened. Because it's one of those things, people, as soon as people mention something, people have to tell you all that they know about it, and they know about this much about it. So they go, oh, Waco, that's where the siege and the religious dudes all got burnt to death and stuff. Yes, it is. Yes. But it's all changing now. It's all changed. In part, over here, people know it much more for fixer-upper. You have a picture there. The fixer-upper. This is Chip and Joanna Gaines. And they've basically downtown Waco, they've totally transformed it. You can tell it probably a bit grim, maybe 10 years ago, a bit more. Post-industrial. That's the word they use these days. Everything's post-industrial.
What it is, but you've got to remember how big America was. A lot of post-industrial land here is the same. Like the shipyard's the same. Parts of Manchester the same. Parts of Birmingham the same.
Yeah, but they've totally transformed this. So that's down where the silos are, where this whole magnolia thing is, and so on. Scroll through a couple of other pictures there, Justin. Stuff that I took.
I mean, it looks beautiful.
It is. It's really, really nice. The bridges down out. There's a railway bridge and whatnot down by the river. Go ahead, get on.
And then this is where the cattle used to cross the bridge or stuff. There's loads of statues of cattle about there.
Yep, statue. Oh, go ahead. Aye, now the magnolia thing. It's all very nice. It's all bakery, home furnishing, so on. This is a security guard, and I have another wee picture of him there. He's just standing around the corner. That's another magnolia home. That's 3 cows. Go ahead, there's another picture of your security guard. That's him. He's armed to the teeth, wandering about round with a gun strapped to him. He's only a security guard, not a policeman, just in case someone decides to come down. I find that a bit odd. You've all this sort of beautiful home furnishing, beautiful bakery and lovely coffees. This guy's got a gun, just wandering through the thing. But anyway, the whole place really, really nice. And as I see some people in the comments have come up with, balconies is there. So yes, get on, Justin. Oh, that was a number plate I saw. You need to pull that up full screen. And we've lost your voice.
It's as big as that one gets, but I can make it slightly bigger. Can I? That's as big as it gets.
Hang on, I'll get it off this. Bear with me.
Is it their car? Chip?
No, I don't think so. That's Love
Love
forever.
you forever.
I thought that was pretty cool, actually. But anyway, yeah. So anyway, part of the whole thing down there is Balcones whiskey.
Oh,
Now, so Julie, she went down and round the Magnolia thing, and I popped myself over to Balcones. I hadn't time. I wasn't going. I hadn't checked in with them. I have a pretty decent contact that I could have got onto. I'm sure I could have got a tour in around the whole place and whatnot. Got a little went in, get chatting to the guys in there. Really, really nice guys. And it's all part of the whole revival. And Waco's actually a really nice place. They're doing a lot of building work in it. All things changed. Now, Balcones is been leading the charge for Texas whiskey since 2008. Now, a little bit of a background to it. 2008, they start distilling. They do it in an old welding shop. Start up really craft. 2009, they actually start distilling, and they bought in old Portuguese stills, which had been used for making Portuguese brandy, and probably, I would imagine. So they probably bought them in really, really cheap. I'm not sure exactly, but they bought them in really cheap. 2015, they move over to a larger premises. Now, the building that they're in now is very much an old industrial building. Its actual was the Texas Fireproof Storage Building. And it really is a big sort of brutal industrial thing. It's not the most, it's like a big, yeah, you see it
that's
there.
it. Yeah.
It's like a big breeze block, but it's obviously a very secure building. 2017, they opened the visitor centre. Now, when they moved into the bigger building, they got rid of the old stills that they had and got Forsyths over in to commission. They commissioned custom-made stills. Now, they claim that these are the tallest stills in the world, or tallest pot stills in the world.
They look impressive.
Well, these would not have been cheap. I mean, these would have been fucking expensive to get Forsyths to build. Big, tall stills. And then the line arm. Normally what you'll get, for anyone who's not sure, you get your copper pot still goes up, and your line arm to take it away can be at various angles depending on the style that you want. But in order to keep to the sort of the tradition that they had, plus the shape of the stills that or the shape of the space that they had, their line arm, instead of it going off at an angle, it's actually in that coil.
Right.
A helical coil that runs round. So it's a very sort of unique setup for what really is a kind of unique.
So they've basically gone from these highly traditional these ones to state-of-the-art ones, bespoke.
These are bespoke stills. I mean, to get Forsyths to do anything these days, there's a huge waiting list to get them to do anything, and to get them to create these really odd and weird kind of stills. And that would have cost a lot of money to get Forsyths to do that. So yeah. So very unique, very sort of bespoke setup. Now they've been doing this, so as I say, they started distilling in 2009. Big change back in 2015, but last year, it all went different for them because along come Diageo, just bought them up. But so I was asking the guys down there, I was like, what's the big change? They're like, nothing. Diageo took over the whole thing, came down in, basically just said, look, we're going to help you with your distribution, we're going to help you with bigger markets, we're going to give you advice and money and whatnot. Just kind of keep doing what you're doing. I was like, well, that kind of sounds like a pretty good deal to me. They were like, yep, it's proven quite nice. Now, you'll hear all these other guys going on about, the big corporate guys come down and so the corporate guys want to make money, right? But they buy these places up.
About whiskey.
It's not that they don't know anything about it. That's not. They know what these guys are doing, and they obviously quite like what they're doing. Why would they want to change it? They're not going to change it. They are going to turn around and say to them, "Look, guys, we're here to make money. but they're there to make money as well. None of this stuff's done as a charity, okay? So, what they've been doing is some really, really weird things. Really, really different sort of range. The first thing that they brought out was that baby blue. So you can see over there in the far left, which they used, and I have to read this and get this right because they've done a lot of different stuff with this. Baby blue was the first Texan whiskey since Prohibition, or so they claim anyway. There's probably a couple of people up with contention on that. And it's a mash bill of Mexican blue corn. And from the mash bill, they did a number of different bottlings. So they did the baby blue, which is 6 to 12 months, bottled at 46%. Then they did true blue, which is aged for 24 months and bottled at 50%. A true blue cask strength. They did a baby blue bourbon at cask strength. And then brimstone, which is smoked corn, 24 months in cask, and then 50 bottled at 53%. Now it was smoked using Texas scrub oak, so not peat, because they want to be Texas based. Now, obviously, that's logistically that's quite hard to do when it's basically starting off something new, trying to get people to buy into all the stuff, and maybe the stuff's not there for you. So they've tried to keep it as Texas as possible. Now, whenever you always say age 6 to 12 months, people go, "Well, sure, whiskey's only good after 12 years." Their maturation warehouse, okay? The temperature swings in this go from 7 degrees centigrade to 47 degrees centigrade. And that's the temperature swing over the year, okay? Or because I'm in America, for American people, 45 Fahrenheit to 115 Fahrenheit.
So the swing accelerates it.
It's huge. And that's why the maturation that these guys are getting is totally different than it would be in Scotland or Ireland. So it doesn't need as long in cask. Maybe it does a little bit on certain varieties, but in order to get what you want out of a cask, that at that temperature, there's no warehouse in Scotland getting anywhere near 47 degrees centigrade unless it's on fire. Touch wood, hope that doesn't happen, but it's just not going to happen. So the maturation is totally different. Now, their fermentations can take up to 7 days, which is a lot longer than most of these other ones. A lot longer than most ones would do certainly in a one of your bulk distillations or bulk distilleries. The 2 wash stills, 2 spirit stills. They don't chill filter. I just see Jim's brought up, has it ever been released, how much they paid? Couldn't find it, Jim. Tried to find it. I know it was an undisclosed sum. Not sure they've even bought the whole company. They may have bought the controlling stake in it and let the guys who set it up keep a share of it.
Because they would need to have 51%, wouldn't they?
Oh, I would say Diageo would probably be looking a bit more than that.
Right.
I imagine they probably bought the whole thing, but I'm not 100% sure of the whole deal. But
if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Well, kind of, there's this idea that these corporate guys come in, breeze the guys who are doing the stuff out of the way and say, we're taking over, we're going to do this. And why would they do that? Why would you pay the money to buy something and then dismantle the stuff you've bought? Balcones have won lots and lots and lots of awards. They've done loads and loads of stuff. They've been pioneers in various things. I want to talk about the rye in a little bit because it's a very weird one. But I mean, they have been winning awards. They're Texas single malt, and single malt was what they said they really wanted to do from the start. The other stuff, kind of experimenting and playing about and doing the bourbon because they could get it in market a bit quicker, and doing the baby blue and whatnot. But they said they're single malt. Now I've tried the Texas one. It's very thick, very unctuous, very pungent. It's punchy.
Is it? Do you think that's down to that fancy arm?
Oh no, I think there's lots of different factors to it. I think the maturation's totally different. I mean, these guys, they're wanting to do stuff their own way, and they're wanting to do it in a sort of Texas style, which is going to be in your face. You listen, when you're in Texas, you want Texas to be Texas. You want it to be big, loud, brash, in your face. I'm not taking bullshit off anybody. Everywhere you go in Texas, you'll see these signs. Don't mess with Texas. Right? But that's kind of what you want, and that's what you expect. And these guys are providing that, and they're doing it in a really, really nice way. Really nice way. The Texas rye. I want to talk a little bit about this because it's a strange one. 100% rye, 91% raw Elban rye from Northwest Texas. I know that was used as a cover crop, and they had to convince the farmers to let it actually go full way through to maturity, and they promised to buy it, because that was the type of rye that they wanted. And rye bread is different from the rye that they need for distilling for various reasons, which is a bit more technical than I want to really get into it. But it's 100% rye, 91% Elban rye, but it also has Cara rye in it, chocolate rye in it, and roasted rye. So it's very, very complicated to make this. They had to add enzymes in it because it was too thick. It basically came out like a porridge, a slurry. Now, they have direct fire heating. So if that went into the still without having an agitator, it's going to stick to the bottom of the still and burn. So how they did it was, and I mean, this is clever. This is clever shit. They added the enzymes in it to help the yeast break it down and ferment it. But then whenever they were running it through the first run, what they did was they pumped it through a heat exchanger to keep it moving. So they didn't have an agitator. So they basically ran it through a heat exchanger to run it through to basically distill it and stop it sticking the thing. That's clever shit. I don't care what anybody says. That is smart. And they won a whole pile of awards for that as well. Good on them. Good on them. I picked up this. This is Pilgrimage, which is one that they have at the distillery. Now, this is a little bit different. This is again, it's peated, but it's not peated. It's peated in the same way that well, it's not peated in the same way as anything else. Really, you have in Scotland, whenever they talk about peated, you peat the malt before it gets run through the still. Right, that's what they mean by peated. There's a couple other ways that you can put peat into it, as such. And one of the common ways, that Cologne did this, Ecklenville do it for their peated 3 Crowns. You basically buy an ex Lafroig cask or an ex Ardbeg cask or whatever. You stick your whiskey in it, and it pulls out some of them phenols. They do it in the Friend at Hand in their range. So yeah, this is a little bit different. What they did with this was they made an unpeated malt, and then what they did was, after they'd done a peated run, they run this through after the peated run, and then bottled this. This is basically a cleaner. This is a cleaning fluid because it runs out, takes out the peated elements from the still, and then puts it in. Now, it's not really a peated whiskey then as such, because it's not peated malt. It's not piggybacking on the back of a peated malt. But the one thing that I found with this, right, and by the way, this is 65% alcohol. This is punchy shit, right? This is punchy shit. This was to celebrate the 15th anniversary, by the way. The one thing about this, the peated notes on it are different than the peated notes you get from being in an ex Lafroig cask. They're sort of fresher peated note. And I think it kind of comes from the fact that the phenolic notes that it picks up running through the still aren't dried out and oxygenated the way they are in the cask. So it's different. It tastes different. It nose is certainly very different. And it's good stuff. It's good quality stuff. I don't think this is the best of the Balcones range by any stretch of the imagination. If I'm being totally honest, I think probably my favourite Balcones that I've had, and I've had a few of them, is probably the ZZ Top one, the Tres Hombres, because I really liked that. I thought it was really, really drinkable, really, really nice. And I liked the wee cartoon and stuff of the thing. It didn't even appeal to kids or nothing, not even Rod Stewart. It was like a wee graphic on the front of it. It looked really cool, really nice to drink, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is different. And it's interesting. And Matt, is this the best whiskey I tasted from Balcones? Well, no, I've said that. It's a quality product. It's not exactly what I would like myself. But they're doing good things. They should be very, very proud of what they've done, very proud of where they are. They'll have critics that'll say, oh, they shouldn't have sold out to the man, they sold out to the man, all that. They made the money, keep doing what they're doing, and now they'll have distribution, and you'll see an awful lot more of Balcones stuff appearing in the UK, and that to me is a good thing. And what they've done, they've broke ground. Like the fixer-upper people, I imagine, I wasn't there, but I would say in 2008 when those guys kicked off, Waco probably was probably not as nice a place to be as it is today. And the fixer-upper guys will get a lot more credit than the Balcones guys will get for doing that. But they need their commendations too. They need their plaudits and applause, you know. So yeah. If you're ever in that part of the world, pop your head into Balcones, because it's a different sort of operation. Yeah. So what's Jim saying here? Both 100% blue corn, I believe. Not too many 100% corn mash bills. Correct, Jim. Mellow corn is a dirt cheap alternative, but the baby blue from Meccano's is far. So I agree. Again, the baby blue was nice, but it wasn't. It didn't really sit that well with me.
Would I like these? You said they're thicker. Are they more like a liqueur then, or
what do you mean?
You said that they were thicker. They were.
Hi, on the mouthfeel. They're not a liqueur, Justin. No, they're not liqueurs. It's whenever I say it about Texas one, it's very unctuous. It's very, very thick. It's very oily, and very well made. Yeah, really, really nice. The baby blue, it was okay. So it's not again. I don't think it's the best in the range, but it's different. It's 100% corn for a start, so they went really all for it. What was the other one I tried? The True Blue, like it. I think it's better than the baby blue. It definitely is. The Brimstone, the one that they smoked, it's a funny one because it's a sort of harsh peat. It's a harsh smokiness to it. It's not really, but again, it's trying to get accustomed to these new flavors. You know, you're comparing this to this, and they're very, very different. So you go, oh, that's not as good as that. Oh, it's different. So it's not really comparing itself to it. You have to make a new market for a new product, and that sometimes is a bit of a different thing. The Texas Rye, bloody excellent stuff. But yeah, doing good things and fair play to them. Fair play to them. Diageo ain't stupid. They saw a great product in Balcones. The world market is buying Balcones. It was a no-brainer for Diageo. I agree totally, Jim. And they're not going to change it. They'll make a few wee adjustments and make it easier for these guys. I mean, Diageo come in and that's suddenly you've got worldwide distribution. They'll just sort out all the problems. They'll sort out all the problems. You could spend 2 years trying to get a market established in, I don't know, Hong Kong. Diageo make a phone call. That's that done. You know, You know, so it's win-win for the guys down there, and fair play to them.
I mean,
But you're going to see an awful lot more of them.
there you
So,
go.
yeah.
There's Kane Bones since Delback in Arizona use mesquite smoke for some of their whiskies. Yeah.
Yep, tried that. Yeah. Yeah, tried the Delback. Again, some of those different style of smoking stuff. I mean, that Flucky, they did it with sheep dung, and there was another guy down in Tasmania did it with sheep dung as well and whatnot. But yeah, but Balcones are going to see an awful lot more of, and give them a chance, give them a chance, give them a try, because I think they'll probably they'll appeal to a lot of people.
Okay. Well, another great show tonight. Very interesting to find out about Waco, and it looks like your throat could do with a rest for another fortnight. By the sound of it.
Honestly, it's just I was out and about and here and there meeting people and picked up a wee bug. I was in the Joe Rogan Comedy Club, Comedy Mothership in Austin. That Austin's a weird fucking place, I'll tell you that right now. Peter Bignell, that was who done the sheep shit one down in Belgrove. Yeah. Austin's a 6th Street in Austin's all bars and pubs and clubs and all. And just there's weird people walking about it. I'm not being critical, but it's like this is just a bit odd. There was a guy who came walking up, and I don't want to sound as if I'm casting aspersions because I'm not. But he was, let's just say, camp was a row of tents, walking up, where it had a book on top of his head. He had a book sitting on top of his head, so he's walking up like one of those reform for prep school, this prep school, and he's walking up, and he starts
deportment. It's called. He's trying to walk. Yes.
And what he was saying was, I'm going to stop with the next guy. Next guy who stops and messes with me, I'm going to mess with him. But he sounded like Michael Jackson. And he was the least intimidating person in the world. But he was talking about how he was going to fuck up anybody that meanwhile, he's got this book in his head walking me straight back. It was just nuts. Very nice place. Anyway, good to be back. I'm going to go and have a throat lozenge and probably watch a bit more American football. And yeah.
Oh, you're there for the Super Bowl?
I am here for the Super Bowl, yes.
Very good.
11th of February.
Yeah, 11th of February. We're back on the 3rd. We're missing next weekend, aren't we?
We're missing next weekend because Justin's slipping on the budgie smugglers to head down a beach in Portugal. If anybody wants to cancel their flight to Portugal because they don't want to risk seeing Justin in a thong walking up Albufeira Beach.
Listen, I wouldn't be seen dead in Calais Beach. There you go.
There you go. Is that where you go?
No.
Anyway, we won't be here next week, guys. Do apologise again, but yeah, Justin's away. Justin's abandoned us. But anyway, we'll catch up with you the week after, guys.
Thanks very much, everybody. Catch it.
Take care, guys.
Remember to comment, like, and share. Same time in a fortnight.